Good morning, mi gente. It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and an LGBTQ plus kiki at 9 in the freaking morning? Huh, you know, that's why I'm usually in bed at this time. But today I'm out of bed. And me, I'm FayWhat. I'm going to help you get your week started off right. We have lots of fun things to talk about. It's going to be a great week.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl. Pride-filled, T-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
Created by Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, The FayWhat Show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show, and I'm broadcasting live and also available on demand on your favorite streaming channels. It is Monday, December 9th, 2024. And tonight, we have a special edition of The FayWhat Show. It is the AquaPlex edition, baby. So here's the deal. Lips, okay, drag dining had been around for 17 years. Some of the entertainers had been there since day one. The owners of Lips over the summer decided to close down the establishment. Then Michael and John Barrett, owners of Aqua in Key West, saved the day and saved Lips, now called AquaPlex. Fast forward a mere 90 plus days, and this building on Oakland Park Boulevard has changed so much. AquaPlex is here, and it's so freaking amazing. So I brought the incredible entertainers on the FayWhat Show to talk about all things AquaPlex and help me with my show today. So let me begin by introducing you to the entertainers of the incredible AquaPlex Fort Lauderdale, your Aquanettes. So she's Franchesque Richard. She is the assistant manager and performer over at AquaPlex. Hi, Franchesque.
Hey.
Hey, Franny.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for coming. You are a busy girl. I'm excited to have you on the show. I don't know how they gave you some time off AquaPlex to be over here with me, girl. You busy.
It's never a dull moment.
You busy.
Never.
Next up at the table is my friend, my sister, Lenore. She's the show director and show hostess and doing the damn thing at AquaPlex. How you doing, mama?
Hi, Miss FayWhat is back again.
Yes, the only Miss FayWhat. I crowned Miss Velvet, Miss FayWhat in 2023, and that was the very first one. Who will be Miss FayWhat 2025? Who knows? Who knows? It's just like once we gave it to her, we had to like break the crown. Or she also didn't give it back to me. But there's also that, right? That sounds more like it.
Sounds like right.
Next up is Riri. She's Rianna Petrone. She is our bar manager and performer over at AquaPlex. Hi, Riri.
Hey, girl.
Loving
Thanks
that
for having
hair.
me.
Of course. Loving that hair and that padding of the boobs is looking
Change
good.
Up a little bit. I'm kind of getting sick of blonde.
Oh, I love it. Well, so are we. So good. I'm glad you
Funny because it's true.
Funny because it's
Very
true.
true.
Oh, the cattiness begins. I love it. Last but not least is my girl, Miss Vauz Allen. She is the assistant choreographer and also performer over at AquaPlex. How you feeling today, mama?
I'm feeling great.
Thank you
for
so
having
much.
me.
Thank you for waking up early, girls. I
course.
know
It's not
how
easy.
that is.
It's not.
You know?
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
I woke up like this.
Well,
Probably hadn't been to bed. Or that.
That too.
you know, so,
Shade.
the shade. You know, most of you girls have been on the FayWhat Show where we're in bed and we're in our pajamas and it's more of a laxed kind of thing. And now we're sitting at this table. Like the first thing I told the girls was, hey, you don't have to worry about wearing anything from your waist down. So all these bitches have nothing on from the waist down.
Free balling.
I know that.
Do they hang low?
I don't have that problem.
Jingle bell.
So girls, you guys are going to help me on my show today with a couple of hot topics and also a Dear FayWhat where we help a gay boy with something that he's going through, all right? So let's get started, okay? Let's kiki on what's going on in the world. So first, the beloved Broadway musical Wicked had its theatrical release the weekend before Thanksgiving, and it broke every freaking box office record for a musical adaptation, bringing in $114 million just in the US. The movie didn't need any ploys to talk to the gay boys, and it sure is popular. The story of the witches from The Wizard of Oz has long been a queer favorite, and fans took to the internet to celebrate. Ex-user at Francis Dominique, posted, quote, "Oh, the girls and the gays won so hard this weekend," end quote. And we couldn't agree more. The ticket sales continue to defy gravity, and no one can pull them down. The gays and the girls have won so hard with Wicked. What are we all talking about? Did anybody at the table see Wicked?
Yes.
We sure did.
I saw it before it was actually sent to the movies, because they had a thing, if you were a member of Fandango and Prime Video.
Oh, okay.
You got to see it the Monday before it was released.
Ooh, nice.
I saw it that Monday.
Okay.
It was very, very good. I loved it. Also, 20 years ago, I did Wicked as a talent from Miss Florida. And that was when it was very, very new. And everyone was like, "Why is she green?" They didn't even know the story. Didn't know anything about it. All they said was, "Why is she green?"
Yeah.
But then now, 20 years later, here it is. It's so much wonderful. It was great in the movie theaters.
Oh my God, I saw it and it took everything for me not to sing, right? Like I was just like,
Pulling back.
you know, and if any of you folks know, Dale Stein is a really good friend of mine, and he's the photographer in our community, and he's so well loved, but he's also an incredible singer. You know, he studied at Juilliard. He is head of the music ministry over at Unity on the Bay. So he hates karaoke, because he hates people who can't sing, right? And he hates people who sings at movies. So I made the worst mistake in going to Wicked with him, because I was like, "Oh, popular." And I'm like, shit, right? And he'd just look at me with that face and that beautiful nose and be like, and then I would stop singing immediately, you know?
And it's just amazing how they were singing live.
Yeah.
Right?
They recording it, she just doing all her own stunts and everything.
Yes.
Amazing.
Well, and they didn't have to do that, Velvet. You know, the fact that a lot of these musicals, they'll put in the music afterwards, right? But they were like, nah,
They were
we've got to
singing
stay
like
true.
live when they were filming.
Yeah.
She said she had to change her breathing.
Cynthia.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you think about all that bullshit that people were talking about? How, like, people were trying to start drama, like saying that Rianna got paid more than Cynthia Erivo, and it wasn't even true.
It was definitely not true.
Because nobody could just enjoy something and be positive. They got to always try to find some kind of negative about it. And because it was two different races in it, you know they're going to try to find drama some type of way.
Course.
Yeah.
That's the way it's going to work.
Well, the one that they both agreed on is they said they wanted to keep it true to the actual Broadway performances.
Yes.
Where they do it live 8 shows a week.
Yeah.
So they said that we're not going to lip sync. We're going to actually sing it through and keep up the work as they would do if they were actually on Broadway.
Was there any part of the movie that you girls didn't like?
No.
I don't think so.
No, I loved
the
it.
I
whole
wanted to keep going.
Oh, you wanted it to be more.
Is it going to be a part 2?
Yeah, there is.
Exactly
It's
1 year from this week.
Yes.
It said the end of part 1. I'm like, I want to see it.
Well, and that, you know, how it ended is exactly the intermission at the play.
Yeah.
So I was
Very
kind of,
true.
you know, but people were saying it was too long. I thought it flew by. Like, I was
thought
like,
it flew
oh,
by.
wow.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
You know?
It was so good, I didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I wanted to keep going.
Right? You know, the only part maybe that and again, I enjoyed every part of it, Franny, like Franny said, right? Was that when the Oscar winner, the head lady started singing because she can't sing. That was the only part that, like, I was just like, ouch, you know? But still, it was like, I'm still watching Wicked.
Yeah.
I'm happy, you know? So for sure, everybody at the table is going to see part 2.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Of course.
Right?
Definitely.
I want to go to the sing-along. They're going to do like some kind of sing-along in December. And I'm like, okay, that's where
Oh,
you'll
wow.
see all of us there singing bad, but singing, you know?
Very,
That's when
very
I
bad.
don't sing.
Oh,
I
no.
do not either.
I lip sync.
It was just beautiful to
Yeah.
see.
That's our
It was
career
just beautiful to see her
Yeah.
finally get to like ultimately live her dream.
And they're
life.
saying
Right?
she's up for that. She should be up for an award too.
You know, I don't know if, I mean,
They've already all been nominated, I think.
Yeah.
I respect Ariana more now. Anybody else?
too.
Like,
Oh,
I
I
kind
do
of was
too.
like, I kind of was just like, okay, she
Because
can sing.
she's a really good actor.
You know,
Yeah.
but and she did that role so good.
So well.
And it's hard to follow up Christine Chenoweth, who is
Yeah,
just
right,
like
yeah.
such a badass.
And I love that Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel were both in the movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was actually
Yes.
my probably my
Yes.
favorite part.
Second thing I didn't like about the movie. I did not like what they were wearing. Okay, I did not like what Idina Menzel was wearing. I was like, all right, you want to downplay her because she was the original star.
Drag
I
queen
get
dress
it.
them.
You know what I mean?
And also, I saw them in the actual production of Wicked in New York.
Oh, wow. I never
Also.
got to see that.
Girl, you old. No, I'm joking. No.
You're right, I am old.
That's why I say, hey, she's been there 17 years. She's the oldest drag queen on this side of I-95.
On this side of I-95, not the Palmetto. Not
No.
yet. All right. Well, next, I got another topic for you girls. Next, sexy gay actor Luke Evans, who got his big break in 2010's Clash of the Titans and who played Gaston in Disney's live-action Beauty and the Beast, recently released his new memoir called Boy from the Valleys: An Unexpected Journey. In it, he talks about the struggles he had as a gay actor in youth and how his Jehovah's Witness parents reacted when they found out about his gay porn stash. For years, he worried about losing his family if he tried to talk to them about being gay. It's a struggle that's uniquely gay and one that so many gay kids have to go through. Watch this.
I was brought up in a very religious household where the word homosexual or gay would never, ever have been spoken about. There was no outlet. There was nowhere for me to access anything, you know. The only gay people I saw were on TV, and I didn't see myself in those men. My mom and dad, they found gay literature in my bedroom, which I'd been hiding in a quick-save carrier bag in the lining of this armchair I had in my bedroom. I can laugh about it now. At the time, it was terrifying, only because I knew from what had been drilled into us in the Kingdom Hall that I was as bad as a murderer. That's what the Bible says. My parents did what many parents do, and they just said, we don't want to talk about it. And so we didn't for several years. I left home. That was it. It wasn't until I was 19 that I spoke to my mom about it. So, you know, again, this thing that straight kids, teenagers don't have to think about, but gay children do. Like, am I going to lose my people I love because of who I am? Yeah, that is horrible. And I did have to go through that. Luckily, it didn't happen. And, you know, it took time, though. It wasn't just like, okay, that's fine, we'll carry on. It wasn't like that at all. It was, we have to really get through this.
Luke Evans on coming out to his Jehovah's Witness parents. What are we all talking about? Can anybody relate to that? Like, how sad is it that they put us in the same category as murderers and pedophiles and people that are an abomination, you know? I mean, when I think of Jehovah's Witnesses, they're really up there when it comes to their structure and their vehement about like how we're all going to hell and we're horrible human beings. And then you see this gorgeous specimen who is Chris Evans, who is loved and beloved by our community also, having to be gay and growing up in that, where you can't tell the people who you're supposed to be safe with, the people who you trust the most, you can't tell them about what's really inside you.
Right.
You know?
People are afraid of what they don't understand. And I think that's a big problem with being trans or being gay. Because you don't understand or relate to what I am or who I am, don't mean you have the right to judge me in a negative way.
Yeah.
And that just goes on a lot in this world. And just, unfortunately, I deal with it every day. Even when I was growing up, like, I didn't see my first trans girl, I even know what it was until with the Heartbreakers when in 1992. I didn't know what a gay was. I didn't know what nothing was, but I just knew I wasn't me.
Yeah.
I was different.
You were different.
And I went there and I saw Erica Norell was the one I saw. And I was like, what in the world is going on? I'm like, I think that's what I'm supposed to be, you know? And here I am today, you know, but it's just sad that this stuff is still going on in the world when we have came so far, but I feel like we have been pushed back so far at the same time.
Yeah, and in the last couple of years, even more so, you know? And so, but I think you needed to go through that, right? To be able to help the people that you help now, Velvet, you know? Like, I know so many queens and even just gay people that are like, oh my God, Velvet helped me out when I first came out. My family threw me out. I didn't have anybody to go to, you know? I mean, Rianna has won crowns.
Yes.
Rianna has won crowns and is always like, you can see that her disposition is perfect. I'm a queen. I know what I have to say. I'm gonna do blah, blah, blah. And the second that she has to talk about Velvet and that experience, she like becomes a puddle of water right there, you know? And then her emotions come through, you know? These are the things that make us who we are, right, Ree?
Yes.
And unfortunately, when it comes to families and stuff like that, it's the biggest word I can think of. Actually, it's a very small word, fear. Fear is what drives people, and fear is what's been now driving our world lately.
Yeah.
And that's the part that needs to be change.
Well, because you're going against, they're making it seem like if you go against religion, then you're just bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? And they want to put religion in everything. You know, I knew a kid that was atheist and always felt weird about doing like the Pledge of Allegiance and stuff like that, like in high school and stuff, right? But it's forced and you had to do it. And they want to go back to that, you know, especially with the Trump world that we're about to get into.
Re-enter.
Re-enter.
Well, looking back, I mean, there's so many people, so many children have it hard trying to come out to their parents because it is a very big decision, and some people, I've had many friends that have been thrown out of the house and had nowhere to go. Luckily, my uncle was gay, so my mom already had
She broke her.
knowledge.
She broke her.
Knowledge and whatever. But then even when I told her I was gay, we had a little distance for a while because she didn't want that for me because she saw what it did to her brother, what he had to go through, and how to come out, how to survive. He lived in New York City, and that was back in the days. So, but at least my mom did come around, and she's my biggest supporter right now.
I love that.
We all know.
We all love her.
I
We all
love that.
She comes, so, but,
This is Franny.
but some people don't have it that way. So
No.
they have to rely on their chosen family, not their actual given family.
Yeah, no, and chosen family, listen, I will dig a hole for my chosen family and not ask any questions,
sure.
I would
okay?
fight for my kids. And they
You
don't
know,
it.
and I've seen you do that. You know what I mean? And
Sure have.
again, how are you not going to fight for the people who support you? You know, at the end of the day, that's what it is. And because they want to use this religion to make you feel less than, you start questioning yourself. Like, wait a minute, am I an abomination? Wait, no, no, I'm not. You know, God doesn't make no mistakes.
I was definitely one of those kids. That was my experience.
What was your
growing up.
experience,
My
Vauz?
experience, I was raised in a Pentecostal.
Ooh, that's up there with Jehovah's Witnesses.
And it was very strict, and we had church Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays.
No pants.
Mom-
I mean, you had to wear like.
The girls were not
always
allowed to
wore-
cut their hair. The men had to wear long sleeve shirts and pants, and things like that. My mom was in charge of the Sunday school for the kids, so I didn't want to be a letdown for my mom.
Yeah.
And then as years gone by, I went to an arts high school, and we kept around what we used to call slam books before the internet. And we would just trade them and write stories to each other. And I came home one day to all of them laid out. And my parents kind of sat me down for an intervention. It was like, oh, so we're gay. And then it started my running away from home and getting emancipated. And so I can definitely relate with that.
And now.
Now the experience has taught me how to love myself more. So.
I love that. And you have a better relationship now with your mom? Or is it still
my mother
strained?
passed away.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
From something that I inherited from her, which is a blood clot disease that I almost passed away in, which started my sobriety. I know I'm jumping all over the place.
That's fine.
However, but I do speak with my father still.
Good.
Good. Just because I know that it's a good way.
Yeah, because you're
live.
cleaning up your side of the street, Mama.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, I don't want to. I just always want to have
like-
a relationship no matter what.
No, and the reality
He
is that
still is my
everybody at this table, if you still have a parent, right, you have to be thanking God that you have a parent
Yeah,
because
I mean,
many
I'm
people
here
have
because of
lost
him.
have lost your parents already, right? So you have to try to meet them where they're at in some way, shape, or form without losing your authenticity either. You know what I mean? Like I just had to go to Thanksgiving with a bunch of Trumpers. It's not the best place to be.
Very hard.
You know, but it's
My
hard, but
Trumpers
you
came
love
to
them.
AquaPlex.
Yeah.
You know, I should have come to AquaPlex.
We were there.
Yeah, I know.
We
you
were.
I just came to my house where I cooked a lot of food.
Oh, I know you did. I saw you post. I was hungry. I was
She
salivating.
brought me a to-go box.
Of course she did. She knows better because she know you. She don't bring you a to-go
Big
box.
old
That's
thing of
it.
mac and cheese.
That's
I got
it.
a good though. I gave her the first
Lenore
box. It
mac
was
and
just like 3 pieces of macaroni and cheese, and she always goes, "What?"
That's it. That's all I get. What I love is like when you do like a service like that, when you cook and everything, and people bring their own to-go containers.
Yeah.
That's when you know they're ready. You know, I always carry a couple Ziplocs in my bag because you never know. I
Oh, I haven't met. I said, "Ed, y'all leave. Get some of this food and take it with you because I don't want it in my house."
don't want it. You cooked it all. You slaved on it. I don't want to deal with it
Get
anymore.
out of here.
It's.
Wow. All right, next topic, okay? This is cinema. Let me introduce you to TikTok comedian @OutPig, who crafts dedicated, detailed, and realistic impressions of characters like the unfunny friend, the parent that's jealous of you, and that cool aunt that comes to visit. The queer creator seemingly performs from a place so authentic that I sometimes don't know whether to laugh or cry. Either way, I'm obsessed with him, and so are his 3.8 million followers. Wow. TikTok comedian Outpig has the internet cracking up. What are we all talking about? We need to laugh right now, right? Like, don't we need to laugh? Like, we need to sometimes, like, you know, where our community is just synonymous with making fun of ourselves.
Right.
Because we have to. It's kind of like how we get through the pain of stuff, you know? Like, I make a joke about having to go to Thanksgiving with a bunch of Trumpers. Who wants to fucking do that? Nobody wants to do that, right? But this is the world that we live. We live in straight people world.
Yeah.
Right.
People forget about that because we're in this bubble, and if we wanted to, we could work, live, and play only in gay spots. But the reality is that the rest of the world ain't.
Exactly.
That's true.
You know? So, I mean, how is important, how do we know that line between making fun of ourselves and also being true to who we are?
Well, one of the best forms of healing or getting up with things you don't like or don't want to deal with is laughter and comedy. You know, sometimes you need just a little laugh will get you through the day because there's some things you don't want to face or some things you don't believe in what's going on outside your four walls that you're in. But sometimes a call from somebody cracks you up, or your mom calling you, giving you a story that happened to her that day. You know, just something to smile and a laugh, a giggle, kind of cheers you up and gets you over some of the things you don't want to deal with.
Yeah, or paying it forward. Like, I make it a point that when I'm at Publix and the girl is like checking your food out, I always stop and go, wow, your nails look pretty, Ma. Like, random, her nails can look ratchet. Right? But at that moment, she's on robot and she's like, these mother effing people, screw them. And all of a sudden, you stop that whole entire thing and made her go, all of a sudden, this girl's smiling and she's like, oh, thank you for my ratchet nails. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
in her mind, she's like, wait, what? Okay, I'll take it.
I mean, it's the truth.
The little things.
People really don't know what we're going through. And I know people always saying that, Velvet, you're so funny, but they don't know inside I'm hurting. So I put on that character, because it took me a long time to learn that character, because I always showed on my face if I was in a bad mood. I can't hide it. I'm just one of them people. I can't hide it, but always, and then just a couple months ago, I just started telling everybody, and I've been saying that in all my shows, always be a rainbow in somebody else's cloud. I think it just makes us a little bit happier, because, you know, you're not focused on what's going on with you, just focus on what's going on around you and just try to keep the environment around you at that moment positive, and then we all will be a little bit better. Because if we come in and we're already in a bad mood and we don't want to be bothered and we show what we're feeling, we bring everybody else down. I don't think that we need to be doing that right now. I think we need to, like, try to lift each other up in the best way we can. Now, we can't be perfect at it, because we all going to have our, ups and downs, but that's something I just been, trying the past couple months, and I feel like it's been working for me, because I'm a lot more calmer now. If I'm in a mood, I get very quiet. Like you saw me the one day, I was like what's wrong with you? I'm like,
I went behind Velvet. We were at an event, and I could just tell on her face, because it's true. She's like my wife, Teresa. They can't hide if they're not in a good mood. If they're upset, it's just like, and I'm like, are you okay? I'm fine.
And
definitely know that they're not, and that's with
it's
like
that word, I'm fine. Those 2 words, I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Eyes
okay.
say it all.
The eyes no, and her pucker says it all. Where it's just like, I'm fine. And like, and I'm fine. It has said, it's been a freaking day. You have no idea what just happened. I hate this person. This other person did this. My child did this. The car, this and that. I can't believe that this dress broke. Like, it's all these things that come to pass, and we feel that we could just carry them around by ourselves, and then we see somebody else that's happy, and then we go off on them. You know what I mean? Because we don't want them to be happy. It's like misery likes company. Is that what they say?
Always.
And we got to try to get out of that somehow. Anyway, so the FayWhat show is part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America. And Hotspots magazine has been documenting the LGBTQ plus experience for 40 years. And Happening Out Television Network has been bringing you daily LGBTQ plus news, talk shows, and more for 4 years. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. So at the FayWhat show, we always want to introduce you to interesting people who are important to our community. And today, we're joined by these incredible AquaPlex Aquanettes. So we're going to talk a little bit more in depth with them about their roles and what it all means to be Aquanettes now, So, like I said before, Lips, it was announced that Lips was closing and everyone went crazy, Franchesque, I'll go to you and Velvet first, right? When that announcement happened, you girls blown away, sad,
Well,
happy, indifferent?
We actually, me and Amanda got a text and said we were having a conference call, a fun conference call at 3 o'clock today. Please, when you log in, put in your code and everything. So we were expecting to hear some good news. You know, a fun conference call means something. Maybe we're getting a bonus. Maybe we're getting, something exciting. But then they said, "Oh, we have to let you know that we'll be closing." I'm like, "Well, how is this supposed to be a fun conference call?"
Then the ball drops.
And then we're like, first of all, they were joking at first, and then I'm like, "No, they're serious. We're closing." And I'm like, "Okay, well." Then my immediate next thought is, what the hell am I going to do? So then I started going through, racking my brain about, I do have other things. I'm also a part-time realtor, so I could have fallen back on that. But then still, what are all the girls going to do? Me and Vel's been there since day one, 17 years ago. So we were like, okay, well, we'll have to figure something out.
Velvet? I know we've spoken about it, and I know, I see, your lip is telling me everything.
Yeah, every time.
Your lip is telling me everything, and again, this is not something that you're going to get over just like that. I'm saying,
It's just that the fact, I wish we could have had a bigger notice, but in the long run, I immediately started calling places, and I mostly was worried about my sisters. Because I'm going to be okay, because, me and my husband have our own company that we run. I work for a flower company, so I felt okay, but I'm like, I still want to continue this journey with my sisters of Lips, now Aqua. So I'll make it start calling places trying to get us like bookings and brunches. And so that was my first reaction. Like, who can I call to get me my sisters them a job? And I started calling everybody I could. And I started setting up brunches. I said, wait, hold on, something happening. Y'all might gotta hold on. Don't hate me, just hold on. I get back to you.
Yeah. And I can just imagine everybody bombarding both of you and Amanda, kind of like, Ree, were you? Like,
well, so when Franny's actually the one that called me about it. And she goes, Rianna, are you sitting? I'm like, I'm driving to work.
So I'm sitting.
And she tells me, and I said, oh, crap. So what do we do now? I start thinking about what my best friend and I want to move to New Orleans. Oh, maybe I'll finally move to New Orleans. And then Velvet and I get to talking. Let's put together these brunches. You're going to bartend. I'm going to host. Franny's going to be a server. We're going to do this and we're going to do this. So we started all brainstorming and getting our ducks in a row. And then all of a sudden kind of reality kind of set in and we all got really, really sad. Because I've only been at formerly Lips for like 4 years, almost 5. But I've been part of...
That's 20 years in gay years, kid.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
But I've been her daughter since she's been in there.
Yeah.
So I've actually been there the whole time, watching even them grow as well as myself. So it was like heartbreaking to watch Franny, Nicole, Velvet, and Nicolette see a place that they were part of for so long. Just like implode.
Yeah. And were you surprised by all the outpour of love from everybody in community? Because every single Facebook group was like on fire about what was going on over at Lips.
There was a few places that reached out. Gym Bar, he said, Franny, we don't have drag shows here. We don't have waitresses. I will find you a spot. I'll sit you at the front door. You can card. Everybody comes in here and I'll pay you, but I will find you a job. And then also, I think the pub was starting to get together a brunch. I think they were including Velvet, me, Nicolette, and to throw a brunch there as well. It was just amazing, the outpour from the community trying to find us something.
The restaurant
when they heard.
And during that time,
was trying to do it for us
and
as well. Also bring Nicolette.
You see, and during that time is when you see who your real supporters are.
Exactly.
When people are trying to Tropic too.
Tropics jumped into.
Well,
That's amazing. But that's amazing. That has
Tower Club with one of my good friends. He was going to actually bring us in there and start.
It's just like it's just the outpour of support was.
It was amazing.
It was kind of
humbling,
surreal.
Humbling too.
Like out of body.
Yeah, like what you didn't expect, but everyone was like pouring in. What can we do? Can we? And then even one of the bartenders at Litz, he did a post. Wilton Manors, let's come together. Let's buy Lips. Keep them going. Keep them going. So it was just wonderful.
And then how long after that did John and Michael appear?
I think that was a week.
They actually they finally there was a few people interested in buying, but that fell through. They originally announced, I think it was actually the 1st of August that we were closing. That our last day was going to be August the 11th.
We had 10 days almost.
And
In a paragraph.
John and
That date is gonna be like 9/11.
John and Mike came up on the Sunday before, which was the 4th, and we were sold out. And they said, well, we want to try to stay and see the show, but you're all sold out. So hold on. So I had a table of, I think, 10. Only 3 of them were sitting there. So I said, hey, girls, where's the rest of your party? And they're like, well, I guess it's just us. I'm like, thank you.
So you put the current owners of AquaPlex in a shared table with some randos?
Well, what I said, listen, what I said is, girls, we're moving your table down a little bit because we need this. We have a waiting list. And I said, no problem. So they sat down, they watched the show, they went and got a tour of the location, and they're like, we like this. He said, we're going home right now and putting in a letter of intent. We're putting money in escrow tomorrow. And I think by Thursday it was.
Yeah, by Thursday.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So let's fast forward a little bit. I mean, not fast forward a little bit, because again, it's only been like 3 months
90
plus.
days.
Like, it really has not been a long time. It's all this,
Crazy.
There's a lot of changes already, though, too.
excuse me. But the emotional roller coaster that you kids have been on.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I mean? Like, sobriety, boss, that would have made me drink. I mean, that's a lot going on.
That
Like,
is a lot. It is a lot.
in our program, we're supposed to try to be as level as possible. We can't hit those highs and those lows.
Not at
And
all.
like,
Not at all. Not
and
at all.
how did you maintain your sobriety during that time?
I have to say the boys are angels. They just reopened a dream come true to elevating things that just, I mean, I can't put it into words, but it's just like things that we weren't able to do before. It was like a flower blossoming.
Yeah.
Do you
It
know?
definitely was a godsend to us.
It was
Yes,
definitely.
Because it was the craziest roller coaster I ever been on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
with
was
no
down and
seatbelt.
then-
With no
No.
seatbelt.
We were down, and
And then
then
we
we
were
started seeing all the love
here.
from everybody that we thought we forgot about net lips
Yeah.
a lot
Oh
in
my
the community
God.
because
Yeah.
we weren't able to be involved in the community as much as we would love to.
Exactly.
So
What do you mean by that?
Well, a lot of things, certain things we weren't allowed to do because we were part of lips.
Like
which
what?
I think, we can do like other brunches and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I felt like that the community stopped forgetting about us because we wasn't in the parade. We
Yeah.
didn't
Okay.
And
have a booth
that was also an issue because the management then, we would like try to get involved with like the parades
Yeah.
and any functions.
And they didn't
Stonewall.
want to. And they didn't
Well,
want to be part of that.
They didn't.
They didn't want to put the money for that. You don't want to tell me.
They didn't think it was. They didn't think that it was enough, I guess, of a investment
Okay.
to merit doing the function.
Yeah. Well, because when you think of lips, yes, we support lips, right? Yes, we support AquaPlex, but your main audience are straight people.
Right.
So that's where they were coming from.
yeah.
And we also got a lot of backlag around our 5th year opening. People were asking, well, why aren't we in the parades? Why aren't we in Stonewall? Why aren't we making ourselves known? Why aren't we having banners? We did go a few years back. They had a trolley that had our pictures on the outside, and they put that in the parade one year. But that was the only time we were able to do something on the parades.
Okay. Well,
But then, long story short, then after all that happened, we thought we forgot about it. Then we start seeing all the love, like you
Yes,
said, on Facebook and
yes.
stuff. They said, oh my God, people like really respect us and love
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
They
And-
haven't forgotten about
And then we got bought out by Michael and John. Then it was like, okay, we're saved. But now, okay, we're saved. That's good. But is our job saved?
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my
They
next
gonna
question.
get rid of us?
That was my next question. Did they take you all back?
Yes.
Yes.
Every
They
single
want-
last entertainer.
They think was, if you give us a reason to get rid of you, we're going to get rid of you.
Okay,
But you have not
correct.
given us a reason
Yeah.
to get rid of you. So
Yeah.
why should we change anything that's
Yeah.
going on?
They said
We
everyone,
saved it for the drag queens,
Yes.
basically.
Okay. Yeah. And they came and saw shows. So they knew what you were bringing, So now 90 days and so much has happened in 90 days to the place, and the craziest thing is that something that I had asked when Velvet was in bed with me with one of the owners was, are you going to close down for a couple of weeks, get this renovation done? They're like, nope, we're doing it while we're open, which is crazy to me, right?
Yes.
So I went in there the other day. I was blessed to be invited by Amanda Austin to come on over for Tango Tuesday. And I was telling Michael Goodman, your PR extraordinaire, that the energy in the place was different. And it was the first time that I had stepped foot into AquaPlex being AquaPlex, all right? The energy was different. It was just lighter in there. I can't explain it. Like, I don't know if it was that you girls were just overworked and underpaid and just not happy with what you were doing, but like the energy in that place is just different, you know? Do you feel that when you work there now, Vauz?
Oh my God, so much better. It's like a big weight has been lifted off of us because we all get to be genuinely who we are as entertainers.
Exactly.
And not put into just this is how you have to be, this is what you have to do, and this is a certain look. They allow us to be who we are. They love drag. They're not drag.
Yeah, they love
And I think the shows are better for that because it's so diverse
Correct.
now. It's
Yeah.
like, it's like you're literally watching the show, you're on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And it truly allows us to be
We have complete creative
more
freedom.
ourselves and not feel like we have to cut corners.
Since we've been Aqua, I've been there twice without being off the clock, and I actually sat and watched the show. And I have never done that. I've known I'm walking around talking blah blah, don't care because you know. But now I'm like, oh my God, my sister's are turning it. Like,
Oh, I love
and I'm
that.
like, I'm actually gonna sit here and watch. And I mean, on Tuesday I went broke because I spent almost $75. And I'm like, I'm not at Johnson's. What happened with my money?
That's another
Right? So before with the old management, you weren't able to be free with what you wanted to perform and what you wanted to do?
They had limitations on numbers that we could do. How it started off is
So no WAP.
it had to be like we had to call and we get numbers approved, and they would say, well, it doesn't have enough hits, you can't do that song.
It's not in the top
or vice
40.
versa. You know, yes. But I mean, but that being said, it kind of limits you what you do. Sometimes us as entertainers, we have to feel the crowd, and you get a vibe off of it. You know, what kind of mood they're in.
Yeah.
something
Like,
about-
should I do hip hop? Or should I do R&B?
Yeah.
Or should I do old school?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the great thing about it now is that's what we get to do. We
Right, we can read the
tell
crowd.
the DJ, we go, something old school, some high energy, and something emotional. And then
And they'll be able to do it.
Depending on the crowd.
Yeah, then we'll tell them what we want to do,
Love
and
that.
it pays off so much more because if you perform for the crowds and you see who it is, then they appreciate it more.
Yeah, and they have a better time.
Right, because if you do a song that it's way over
done
their
it 1,000
head,
times.
they don't even know who it is or who sings it.
oh, you feel it.
Oh yeah,
feel it.
yeah.
Because they'll be like,
You feel it. Yeah, because I mean, come on, you're not gonna do Reba McEntire. You're not gonna do Reba McEntire on a Tuesday, on a Latin night Tuesday.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you know, and you should have that freedom to do so. Ree, what's the best change for you out of all this? What is one of the new changes? What is the best for you?
number one was definitely creative freedom for our shows. Second would definitely be uplifting the bar. Our drinks we had very limited amounts of tequilas, very limited amounts of certain types of bourbons that people would be like, oh, I would love this. Well, we don't do that. Oh, we don't do mojitos. Oh, we don't do lemonade. Now we have just about everything.
Yeah.
We can make almost anything behind the bar now.
Okay. Well, and let me say, I was there
and
last.
also,
I was there.
and bottle service. Now.
And
Oh,
bottle
yeah, and
service.
bottle service too.
Okay, and bottle service is very big, you know, especially like, you know, when groups come, like they want
We've
to
already
do so.
gone
That's
through
awesome.
quite a few bottles already.
And for us, mocktails, mama.
Mocktails.
The mocktails.
I was going to talk to you about that, Ree, because I tried everything. Okay, when Amanda said, oh, you can drink whatever you want for free, I was like, all right, I'll have one of each mocktail, bitch. You know, you can't tell a Puerto Rican I'm getting free drinks, right? Even if they are mocktails. And so one of the things that people will do, they'll put juices together from the gun and say, here's your mocktail.
Right.
You know, and then charge you $12 for
Yes.
it. You know, and that wasn't the case with what I experienced when I went to the new AquaPlex. I had this cucumber thing that was
So
freaking
good.
delicious.
Called the Beatrix.
Called the Beatrix. It's actually named after a queen from the Key West in Aqua.
I love it. I love it. I love it. But I also had like
She's actually sober as well.
Yeah.
I had the non-alcoholic mojito. I also had some fruit punch thing. I mean, like I said, I had almost everything, and everything was delicious. So if your finger is on that, you're doing a great job doing that. So thank you, Ree. You know, and now you are the bar manager.
Yes.
Correct, right? And so now the girls have titles, right? You do have titles. Are you getting paid more because of the titles?
I'm working more.
I'm definitely working.
Okay, so if you work
Say it
more,
like that.
I have to go
We're
work
working definitely more.
if you work more, then you make more, but
Right.
you also have no days off because you were telling me your schedule and you were like on a 6-dayer. You know what I mean? Like,
Right
that's
now,
a lot.
right now I do 6 days a week.
Okay,
But they're going to be bringing in Nicole, who's on our staff, as one of the managers.
Oh, Nicole,
So,
love
yeah.
Nicole. Okay.
So she's going to learn more. So it'll give me one more day off. So I won't be doing it 6 days a week. More
Okay.
like 5 days.
Okay, but it's the beginning, and this
Yeah, of
is
course,
you know, Franny, you're the assistant manager. Okay, I mean, again, this is not a new title for you because you had this with Amanda back at Lips for many years. But for me, as a patron, you girls did it all. Every time I'd be like, oh, did a new GM start? No.
No.
Or, hey, where's the GM I met the other day? Oh, he's gone. You know what I mean? Like, it would be, you know, so it was kind of always like you and Amanda
Me and
kind
Amanda
of
were the
like,
backup.
you know, the backup that became the main.
I think the last 3 years, I think we went through 1, 2, 3, 4.
4, I think.
4
Four.
or 5
Wow.
managers.
Wow. What are you doing now with AquaPlex that you were not doing at Lips as assistant manager?
Well, assistant manager, Amanda's general manager, and I'm assistant manager. So it's basically, before I was doing a little bit more, but me and Amanda both split everything up. So we both made whatever we had to do to make sure that stuff got done that needed to get done. That's what we did.
Like what?
Payroll, scheduling.
Oh, that's important shit.
Make sure ordering what we need. Make sure the kitchen had what they need.
And were you doing that
any
before?
repairs? Yeah, any repairs that need to be done.
Okay.
Yep.
And it was just basically whatever you had to get done, we got it done.
Okay. And you both have to do all these things, plus also get your own shows together and in order and learn your choreo and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Velvet. So Velvet, your new role is now show director,
Oh yeah.
right? And now what is the job description on being a show director?
Just basically, I'm in charge of the girls.
Okay.
I'm in charge of the girls. I'm in charge of the girls along with Vauz being my assistant. Basically, I have to make sure the shows are together, ran well. So that takes relief off the general manager and the assistant manager. Other manager on duty don't really have to worry about it. So they're kind of putting that in my hands to make sure the girls are doing the shows, that they're picking new music. Now that we're doing productions now, that's what we call the Aquanettes. We're doing productions every night now. And we also have added the Aquamarines, which are the boys, just to give a little bit more flavor to the shows. I tried them out doing their own, what we're going to start doing now called the halftime show on the weekends, where the boys do a routine together without the girls.
Okay.
So they have a chance to make money and stuff. And I tried their first one out on Saturday, which I will be posting soon.
Okay. So a la Our House. I have to make that reference because they do that with the boys in the middle of the show.
What we're doing now is a little different.
Okay.
They're actually doing like choreography together and on the audience.
Ooh, I love that. So they're doing a performance,
Yeah,
and
they're
then
doing
they're
a
coming out
performance,
into no, that's
Like a whole
different. That's different. So every week, what does that look like to you? Like, do you say, okay, so Tango Tuesday is on Tuesday. We're gonna do more Latin flair kind of deal. I'm gonna put this person here, this person there. Is that?
But it just depends on who's on. With the boys, that's what I have to do. Certain boys gonna be on certain nights. And I'm gonna kind of give them a schedule so they are not all over the place. They kind of have a schedule like the girls. So of course I put my 2 Latin boys. We just had a new boy, JJ Dion. He's gonna be with J Wolf on Tuesdays, and then we're gonna have like Quinn and Jax on Wednesdays, and then so far on. But on Saturdays, all the boys dance with me for the brunch. And then once we get the Saturday night shows going and the cabaret shows, we'll also be added that to them. And they're gonna also learn how to cocktail waitress.
Oh.
So therefore it takes a little stress off the girls when they're doing the shows. At least the boys can be out there making sure the drinks are still rolling.
Yeah, no, and that's so smart. Again, those little details are how you're getting AquaPlex to be a perfect drag experience, right? Because I think that people are used to knowing that you're performing and you're also serving. I mean, that's unlike many other drag places, okay? Most drag places, they have everybody who picks up your food, drops off your food, takes the order, all of that, and you girls are just performing. That is not the case when it comes to AquaPlex. You girls are doing it all.
And that's how we can get our locals back. And I want to say this for our locals. In Wilton Manors and all around South Florida, is now you don't know what you're gonna get. I know you all do what you're gonna get when you come to the Lips. At Aqua, you never know what you're gonna get in the show. So baby, come check us out.
Ooh, I love that. You have relationships with mostly all the girls that you work with. Does that hinder your job?
Nope, because I'm not your sister when I'm your manager.
And you've been.
You have to. Yeah. We all.
I see Riri shaking her head like yes.
You have to be that way, and they have to respect that because at the end of the day, I can't sugarcoat anything because I got the owners and Amanda and Franny in my ear saying one thing, so therefore I have to make that happen.
Yeah.
I'm not doing my job.
So, some girls expect you, since you're sisters, to give you a little bit of lenience or not crack the whip. But at the end of the day, you have to do your job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I shouldn't have to babysit you and make sure you do your job.
And at the same time,
we're all adults.
This is our job.
And this
isn't just a booking.
Yeah. And it's not lips anymore. This is Aqua. It's a new thing. So we all have to turn the channel a little bit.
Yes.
No, we were all on channel 2. Now we're on channel 6, and we all have to be on the same channel.
Baby, and you're in
the same place.
and listen, and you're in high definition 5 mother F and G now. Okay.
Yeah.
So there is a vast difference now. All right.
Difference.
Vauz, I'm gonna go to you. So you're an amazing entertainer. I have always loved you, watching you, etc. through the years. And now you're also the assistant choreographer. Now, what does that look like? Because I know that you're also the assistant show director with Velvet.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, is there a main choreographer?
We choreograph together.
Okay.
Yeah, we do both stuff
We're a
together
team.
because
Okay.
I believe, like, a lot of people say, oh, well, I do it all and you just my assistant, but I don't believe in it. I believe that I always tell her every time I work with her, I say, girl, me and you have to stay on the same page.
Yeah.
Because if me and her on the same page, if I'm not at work and she has to take over, I want them to give the same respect to her as they give it to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Do you have girls that don't dance?
Yeah.
Okay. And they're still incorporated and fine, and there's no.
Well, the thing is, now we're going to go into, now that me and Vauz have felt out the girls and see what we can and cannot do, now we can change things around a little bit. I did go in kind of hard because I'm like, I'm going to make them like step it up.
We sweat.
I want them to step it up
because you have a choreo day, right? You have a day that they come in.
Sweating.
It's every Thursday.
Okay, so every Thursday you have all the Aquanettes, every single last one of them, whoever's going to work all that week, mandatory, they've got to be there for this.
Yep.
And you've got all these bitches all together ready to sweat and dance that day.
Currently, we're teaching and rehearsing four
routines.
4 routines.
Wow.
4 routines, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Well, because it's just the thing with me is I go to a lot of shows because I love shows myself, and I'm one of the girls. I'm not saying that other girls don't do it, but I'm one of the girls. I go to all the shows. I support everybody in the community. I go to all the shows.
Yeah.
And just some of the productions, not saying just in South Florida or Wilton Manors, just around the world. I see some of these productions, I'm like, I'm bored. So when I went into doing it for Aqua, I'm like, I don't want it to be boring.
Yeah.
I want it to be entertaining.
Yeah.
I want to see that the girls can dance and blah. And the girls that don't dance in the regular song say, well, she can dance because she danced in the opening, but she's giving up a different level here.
Yeah.
And I think that's important to be that way.
Well, and also how the boys have definitely upgraded us.
Yeah.
By far has definitely allowed us to choreograph with that.
Oh, I love
And
that.
It definitely.
And Jay Wolf is like my little assistant choreographer.
No,
to me.
Jay Wolf
he
is
pushes
amazing.
he pushes
He's a
me.
firecracker.
I'm like, baby. He goes,
He's the
Mama.
firecracker.
He goes, Mama, let's do this. I'm like, you're
But
trying
he's
to kill
amazing.
me.
But he's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
The thing, and Velvet, I'll go to you. You're so popular and you're so talented and you're so amazing because your gigs are productions, okay? And no offense to anybody else, nobody does a production like you. Okay, nobody. And this is wherever. This is not just AquaPlex. It's at the pub. This could be at the corner. Whoever's paying you, you do a production for that place.
Yes.
And I see that energy coming over to AquaPlex, and it's exciting because nobody does a spectacle like that. And people want that kind of entertainment. And so like what Velvet said before, whatever you thought you knew about lips and drag dining, try to erase all that shit off your mind because this is like on a different level. This is
We are elevated.
Quality.
We also got special effects now with smoke machines and
And more to come.
more lights.
There's
and
more to
new
come.
sound system, and we got
Jumbotron on the
more stuff to
stage.
go.
They've
Yeah.
added like
Technically, it's like going to a concert. 'Cause I feel like I'm in a concert when I'm up there now.
Yeah.
A lady scream that we can put moving stuff behind us. I can't wait to do Janet Jackson scream with Michael Jackson on the screen.
What? Okay, who was it the other day? I think it was Maya. Oh my God,
Yeah.
when she was flipping and doing all her crazy stunts, but then all of a sudden the fog came out, right?
Yeah.
And then she turned around and then the fan came and took her hair, and I was just like, what, Beyonce? Like, it was just like, oh my God, like that is the level of entertainment that you get.
like she said, elevated. The shows have been elevated. The drinks are elevated.
The food.
We have
Definitely
a
the
brand
food.
new. The foods. They've changed the whole menu on the food. So it's everything. It's elevated. So it's not. Even though yes, we're still doing shows, we're still performing, we're still have dinner, but everything's elevated. So it's,
That
it's
too.
for a better
It's an
experience.
experience, yeah.
And now the locals can also come in. If they don't want to have dinner, we have an area called the Key West Lounge that the locals can come in and sit in the area
I love that.
and just have cocktails.
I love
and
that.
eventually we're going to be putting the bar over there just for them.
I love that.
So
Because I
they
was
don't
going to
have to come
ask
for
you.
dinner.
Because I was going to ask you that. Because like sometimes locals just want to come in and have a drink.
Yeah,
and they don't want to
just
sit
watch
down and
the
have
show.
dinner.
They don't
you
have
know?
to get food.
Yeah.
There's no cover for locals.
Okay, that's
all
a
they
great
have to do is
idea.
And we also have a card now. If they see us in the community, just ask us for one of our little cards. We have little local cards
I
that
have
we
a
can give
stack
them.
of
I love that.
And also, in the past, they've always said that you have to have a meal for brunches to get the unlimited champagne, mimosa, and Bloody Marys. But now, if you don't want to have brunch, you can just come in, and I think it's $20.
Yep,
And you get
unlimited
and
drink.
You get
All you
all
can
you
drink.
drink champagne, mimosas, and
Woo,
Bloody Marys.
yeah, and you guys, I've seen some people walk out of there twisted. Heavy pour on the champagne. Heavy pour. You know,
Eat a
something,
blueberry muffin. We have those now.
blueberry muffin.
Blueberry
Love that.
muffins.
They're
we have,
so good.
yeah.
Oh my
Favorite,
God.
okay, favorite new item on the menu.
For brunch, it's the blueberry muffins for me.
Okay.
For dinner, it's the ahi tuna.
That
I
both
agree. The
sounds
tuna is
amazing.
so good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
We also have a new, the bucatini pancetta is out of
Oh,
this
and the
world.
desserts.
Is that
It's an
pasta?
Italian dish, yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I love
and
that.
We have
From
desserts, too.
Lola's.
Lola's, if you've ever been down to Key West, Lola is a great restaurant.
good.
And they are bringing up key lime pie and carrot cakes from
Yep.
Lola's.
Ooh, okay. I had a churro that was delicious.
Oh.
I had a churro the other day. That was delicious. Okay.
We have in-house chocolate mousse.
And in-house
mousse cake.
chocolate mousse.
Yep.
Oh, so I've been to Amanda. Amanda Austin has this beautiful setup at her house. It's called the Lanai,
yes.
and you can go and have a meal for up to 6 people, right? And she does it all herself, and it's delicious, you know? So one of my main questions was like, was her hand gonna be on this new menu in some way? shape,
Actually,
or
it
form?
was.
It was. Yeah.
Okay.
believe it.
They sat down with the chef and the owners and kind of went over the menu that we had and kind of retweaked some things and what we might want some things that were more time took up more time to make. That we wanted to streamline some things and get some food in faster because our kitchen there is very small.
Extremely small.
So they have to do things that they can get out in a timely manner. But they've I mean, just the whole food, everything is great.
especially even like the presentation of it.
Yeah.
You just like,
Presentation
this
is
looks delicious.
This looks like something I want to take a picture of,
Yeah.
and I want to post.
Oh, for
See?
You know, I mean, look at that picture. Look how yummy that looks.
That's the salmon.
That looks freaking delicious.
That's the bucatini.
That's the bucatini.
That looks beautiful. And if you would have told me that this was at Lips, no offense, I would have been like,
Yeah.
really? You know, like, so you could just see the elevated dish
Yeah,
that looks
it is.
so amazing.
Oh, and our burger is excellent.
Oh my God, that burger.
The burger is
Yeah?
really,
Definitely
really good.
different.
Oh my goodness, that sounds delicious. Vauz, what do you like on the menu?
The salmon, the sticky salmon, because the stir-fry vegetable.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
Yum.
I haven't tried that.
Yum.
I haven't tried
So
that.
good.
That is
Yum.
good, yeah.
With
So-
the jasmine rice.
Oh, I love it. Well, you know,
Very
and
good.
is there something on the old menu that you wished would have come over?
Shrimp Franchesque.
Because that was your go-to.
That was my mother's favorite dish, and she got so mad when they stopped making it. She was
And mine was the penne alla vodka.
Oh, that was
Banana
my
vodka
favorite.
was very good.
That was my
Very
favorite.
good, yeah.
So when I had Velvet and John in bed with me a couple of weeks back, I had told them that I was afraid of how, you know, Lips always showed up for community, right? Like, you know, we had so many fundraising events at Lips that could have never been possible if it wasn't for the space and for all of the entertainers being a part of it. He assured me that this would continue and then even be elevated, like mostly everything that you girls have done with AquaPlex. Can everybody at the table assure me that that is true, that is something happening in the future?
Mike Goodman has already had two events there already.
There's one coming up in March, but we just did one for the Hollywood, is it the theater or Arts?
Arts United?
Yes,
Yes.
Because I know that you
yes,
have an Arts
Hollywood,
United
yeah.
fundraiser in
Yeah.
March
Sit down,
also.
Yes.
Yeah,
right?
there was one. The one we just had, and it was to benefit the arts.
The Heart of Gallery of Broward. What was it?
I don't remember.
It was something that needed help.
Yeah, we helped. We helped.
And it was really pretty.
Yeah, so that's still going to happen,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yeah, we're going to continue doing stuff like that and helping the community because that's above all us as entertainers and in the community. That's what we all
100.
truly actually love doing.
And that was one
Yeah.
thing
Helping.
that John and Mike said that they wanted to be seen for our community, our own community. Because that even before they even bought Lips and turned into AquaPlex, they were already in the last parade that was here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, No.
Yeah.
They were here.
They were
They
part
were
of the
here.
parade.
Oh
yes,
my
ma'am.
God, how cool.
They were in the beginning
They
of
came
it.
up from Key West.
So they were sneaking themselves in here.
Already.
Yeah.
They must
I
have
love
known they
that.
wanted something up here.
Yes.
I
yeah.
love that. I had met John with Velvet, and then I was able to meet the other gentleman last week, and Michael, because I guess he had some surgery or something, which was why I hadn't met him before. And they really seem like passionate.
Oh yeah.
Men.
They are
like,
two of the most passionate people I've ever met.
And they listen. I mean, when they first bought the place, they're like, "We want to hear from you. What do you think needs to change, or
What do y'all want?
or what didn't work before that we want to get rid of? What would better make this a better place for y'all to work?"
And we all started with the stage.
First thing.
And it's all
Yeah,
We did.
But they listen. I mean, they said, "Well, you know more than we do. We're coming in and buying, and we don't know anything yet. So what should change?" And it was just so relieving to have someone that would listen to you and hear what you wanted to say and
Isn't it crazy?
actually listen
and do it.
Yeah,
and not
do it.
just like blow
And
smoke
do
up
it.
your butt. And then just actually do it. Let me tell you, that stage was let's see, dangerous. Okay. I don't, the few times that I've had to do stuff on that stage, the old stage, this new stage is just so
Huge.
beautiful
Bigger now.
and huge. And whew, okay, so let's talk about the new nights and what to expect. All right. So we've got Tango Tuesdays. Right? We've got Sunday Night Retros 80, right? 80s. I love 80s music.
Oh,
This-
that was
Like, I
oh,
just,
so
like,
fun.
I
The
always-
last like 3
Last
weeks.
night we had it was good. It was great.
The last 3 weeks have just been incredible. The crowd comes in. It could be a completely mixed crowd, and they get so into it.
Oh, yeah.
And we
They
are
really
too, 'cause
do
this-
enjoy it.
I mean, most of us that do the Sunday nights are a slight little older, and we love that.
So you know the music. Yeah.
Well, and we grew up on it.
Yes,
you know,
I
so
grew up
it's-
on all this
It's
music.
funny because when the music starts and you'll hear someone say, "Oh, I love this song. I haven't
Yep.
heard it forever."
Ever.
And they're
Yeah.
singing
Oh,
along.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just so much fun.
I love
It's a
that.
different vibe.
I love that. And that's Sunday nights. And what is it, like $35 or something like
Yep.
that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Wow, that is such a menial amount of money to get such a show like that. Okay, so then that's Sunday, and then Thursday we have celebrity impersonation.
Yes,
We
we do.
did. We brought it back.
That was one of the things that everyone kept saying. Well, why did y'all stop doing impersonations? That was what we come to love to come and see. And that was also when we used to get most of the bus groups would come in because the older people, that's what they wanted to
They
see.
want those
wanted to
classic
see
characters.
Yeah. So that's what everyone said. We want it back, so it's back.
I love it. I love it. Okay, and how about your bingo, Miss Velvet? Because we can never not have some kind of bingo. Are we doing a bingo?
Yeah, on Wednesdays.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's
still
going to
on
stay
Wednesdays.
exactly the
We're
same.
gonna change the name, but it's still gonna stay
But that's-
bingo.
No more boozy? What are you going to call it? What do you call it?
bitchy bingo.
Bitchy.
bingo.
Okay.
I don't know what I want to call
You
it.
don't feel bitchy this year?
No.
Bye.
I might call it Heavenly Bingo. I don't know.
Not today.
Heavenly bingo.
I mean, it's also been bitchy bingo for like 10 years.
Yeah.
okay.
So we
I know, but you're still
definitely
bitchy.
time for a revamp.
You're still bitchy.
Yeah, and I
Do
want
it.
to change it up too, because also I want to start. I don't want it to be the same show every bingo. Like I want to bring in back like the Broadway night, maybe once a month, and do like a Broadway bingo. So I want to change it up a little bit, so it's a little bit more interesting than just playing bingo. And I'm gonna get with Franny and Amanda to talk about bringing in like some real prizes, like some bigger prizes, things like that. Michael Goodman's been good helping me with that, getting things from the theaters and stuff like that, tickets and stuff. So
I love that.
we want to just elevate everything. So,
And-
but one day at a time.
One day at a time, no, one moment at a time. Again, it's been 90 days.
I
Like,
know,
like
and we're
whenever,
already-
it's like,
But so much has happened.
so much has
Like,
happened in 90 days, and you're not, and again, according to the owners, like we're not done. We've got
Not
this to
even-
do, that to do, that to do.
Still.
He got me all excited about your dressing rooms. I've never even been inside your dressing room, but now I'm excited to see when it happens. And that's taking care of you as entertainers. And when you're taken care of, then you take care of the business, and you want the business to get better because you're taken care of. That's like rule 101. I don't understand why most employers don't get that.
Well, that was the one thing that they said. They said, well, we want you to make money because when you're making money,
We're making money. All right. Well, I think that we talked about a lot about AquaPlex. Folks at home, go to it, okay? They've got something going on almost every day now. What day is the only day that you guys aren't now?
Monday right
Monday.
now. But
Tuesdays
Wow.
is Tuesday Tango, Wednesdays Bitchy Bingo, Thursdays a Lookalike, Friday is the Christmas show right now. We have Saturday brunch. We have Saturday night shows with Daisy Dead Pedals, and then we have Sunday brunches with Nicolette. And
The
Sunday
retro at night.
Retro on Sunday.
I love
We
that.
also have just this is kind of new, so it's been promoted a little bit, but we're trying to get it bigger. We're going to be we do happy hour now before the dinner seating.
Wow.
An hour, maybe sometimes like on Fridays we do it at 5. Wednesdays and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday we do it at 6. An hour before the show.
Okay.
And all the drinks are half off.
And
right?
all the drinks are, well, not all the drinks are
Not all
half off. We're doing $5 frozen cosmopolitans
Nice.
like we used to.
Yes.
$5 margaritas. And we also do flavors now. We can do any flavor you want.
I love that.
And then also we're going to be doing some of our old classic cocktails we used to use. We're also doing those $5.
Okay, because before, by what I remember, please tell me if I'm wrong, you were closed like Monday, Tuesday, and
Yeah.
Wednesday or something like that. Or
It's
Monday,
Monday,
Tuesday. It was
Tuesday.
Monday,
Yeah,
Tuesday,
Monday,
which is
Tuesday.
still like generally what, and now so you've added another day.
And they're going to be adding karaoke.
That's what I was going to
after
ask
the
you. So
show.
karaoke is
That's
on
gonna be after
Tuesdays,
the-
right? It's
I
on,
think it's going to be after Tuesday. I think
I know
it's
it's
Tuesday,
I know
Wednesday,
it's Tuesday.
Thursday.
I'm not sure.
people love karaoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and most people that can't sing like karaoke.
And they're going to
so that's always
also
good.
going to be opening up on Mondays soon, so keep that in mind.
Okay.
We're still playing around with a few options, what's going to happen. So that's not really finalized. They're thinking possibly like an amateur contest.
Really excited.
And then
Also,
Yeah.
like a 5-week contest, and then at the end on the 6th week, whoever wins overall, then they'll
Get a trip to Key West.
trip to Key West, put them
To
up at a
perform.
hotel, and they'll get paid to
And they'll
perform
get
at their
booked.
club in Aquanettes.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
That's a good
There was a
prize.
question, real quick, before I end this interview. You girls get to go to Key West Aquaplex. Do you guys?
That's going
do
to
you
start
still?
in January.
Yeah.
So, but that is a thing where
Yeah.
you'll be able to go down
gonna be
there.
like
Because
a-
I know Velvet went down there to do a couple of gigs, and people were loving what you brought down there. Are some of those girls going to come up here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna try to.
It's going to be a rotation. Yeah. they're
Okay.
gonna start
Be like
rotating.
2 girls
that
go
post
down, 2 girls come up.
that
2
post
girls
started
go
in
down, 2
January.
girls
Okay.
come up.
I love that. So many incredible new things that are happening at Aquaplex. You know, if you think you know, you don't know, and there's still more to come. Like there seems to be like a new surprise every single week. So you should definitely like go take your mama, go take the people that are coming to visit you from out of town, go take the people that have been to Lips a million times, right? And those are the people that you want to show this new elevated experience to, because the hardest ones are the ones that will love you and keep on coming back over and over again and tell all their friends and have them come back. So
We can't leave this without saying that Amanda is doing a great job.
Oh, yes, she is.
She's doing
yeah.
a great job. So
I
as a
think
general
she's
manager-
doing probably more than she should, but she
Yeah.
she's
that's
doing
her
it.
though.
Yeah,
You
that's her.
know,
She
like
likes-
She
you
really
know.
cares.
business.
And ever since she got skinny, she's even more passionate
And
about
she-
stuff. You know what I mean?
no matter what
That bitch.
no matter what we throw at her, she stays so calm. I'm like, girl, I'll be flipping out on you right now.
She can handle a
a
lot.
lot. Yeah.
What do you not tell Amanda? What do you not tell her to not get her pissed, for example?
I don't know.
Not really.
Tell her everything.
You know what?
Yeah.
She just expects you to do your job, and I just feel like if you push in the wrong buttons, then she gets a little annoyed.
Okay. And that's all of you though.
Yeah. Hello.
We all have our buttons.
I'm just saying.
I know how to push hers and hers.
And that's what I was gonna say. And some of you have worked so long together that you know how to get at each other.
Yeah.
You know?
Thanks to her though. Thanks to her for helping us.
No, Amanda.
Because she really, and when they were closing, and she really went.
She
ham.
fought for us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She fought really hard.
Really, really
So
hard.
Amanda's a badass.
She did.
Amanda is a badass. and
That's something that can't be taken.
I love her in this role. I
bitch,
think
but we
she's,
love
But okay, but I think that you've got to be a bitch. You
Yeah.
know, I'm sorry,
I
you've
mean,
got to take a. You got to
sometimes you do.
sometimes
I
so
mean,
people don't
sometimes you
roll
do.
There are
all
certain
over
times
you.
we just have to put our foot down.
Yeah.
You know, you got to put your heel down.
And that's
It
the
is what it
thing,
is.
you know, when it was just Amanda and Fran running the place, the girls kind of walked all over them. But now it's awkward. You can't be walking over these ladies because I would never argue back with them because I don't think it's
I
right.
don't.
You feel the respect now. The respect is there.
I always respect them because you know what? If it wasn't for them, where would we be right now?
Well, exactly, and even more so with what you went through. Like now you respect them even more because it's like you know that they were going to have your back if it closed down for good.
And that's what I don't get. Some of these girls think they just can talk to people in kind of way. You can't do that. This is a job. She can fire you right now. Like that's what be going on. They can fire you right now. Like just stop. Just go with the flow. Let's upgrade ourselves. Let's embetter ourselves because we're in a better situation.
Yeah.
Yes.
And are able to do that.
Well,
And am able to do it.
Well, I congratulate you, all of you, because it's incredible what you've done. It's incredible what the team has done, what Michael Goodman has done, what Amanda Austin has done, what the rest of the girls. Let's
What my
not
husband has done,
forget.
he's done all the decorations in there.
Has
I'm
he?
also doing all the
Yeah.
graphic design.
He has
Yeah,
definitely worked his butt off.
Okay, but they're smart. They're
been there-
using from inside.
He's been there since 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes.
Yeah.
He's been there
Wow.
redoing that place.
Wow.
Her
Yeah,
husband
just-
is so talented on so many other different levels,
Yeah.
but he's like Mr. Handyman.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's definitely helped us.
Wow. Did he have to pull up that carpet? Did he have to take that
Oh, no,
out?
they have to do that.
It was crawling in the ceilings though,
It
baby.
crawled out by itself and said, peace, we're out of
He was
here.
falling through the
Ah! Oh
He's
my
done a lot.
God.
He's made it look very good. Yes.
All right. Well, ladies, will you help me with my next portion of my show?
Sure.
Is that cool?
Definitely.
All right, cool beans. So next at the FayWhat show, we need to help my gay boys. You know that I love my gay boys. And in our segment that we call Dear FayWhat, I provide my expert lesbian knowledge and my vast experience as a living, breathing gay boy in a lesbian's body to help my fellow gay boys. And this time, I'm joined by the incredible Aquanettes, all right? So their knowledge is key. This week, Bottom In Broward has reached out for some advice. Dear FayWhat and your hot guest, I'm 22, and since I've been in the gay scene for a few years now, I'm aware enough to know that I'm pretty attractive to other guys. People say I look like a celebrity. I get a lot of attention when I go out to the bars, and people are always cruising me and hitting me up on the apps. My question is, should I capitalize on this and start an OnlyFans? I could really use the extra cash, and I've heard from some friends that you can make a lot of money. I'm always horny anyway and enjoy flirting, so why not just get paid for it? My only worry is wondering if it's somehow going to come back to haunt me down the road. Should I bite the bullet and set up an account, or am I going to regret it? Signed, Bottom In Broward. P.S. You always have such hot people in bed. You should have me.
Maybe.
Okay, Bottom In Broward. All right, I'll
Okay,
definitely
great.
think about that. All right, what do you kids think? What do you think? Velvet, I'm going to you first.
Oh,
What do you
Lord,
think?
why me first?
What do you think? Because I have a feeling that some of your kids have probably said, hey,
Well-
Mom, what do you think about this, you know?
Amen.
Only advice I can give to him is if, don't do it for the money. Because in the long run, when you're doing things like OnlyFans or any type of porn, you have to realize this is going to stick with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So if you don't want this to stick with you the rest of your life and you don't want people to know this part of your life, then don't do it. But if it's something that you're passionate about and it's something that you really want to do and you don't care what other people think, you just want to make your money, go for it.
And do it, right? Because if you
But
feel
do it
that
with
way,
respect.
but do it with respect and respect for yourself.
Because I know some guys that have done it and they 100% like, oh, I wish I would have done this, blah, blah, blah.
Same thing.
But you have to think about what you're going to be doing in your future, first of all.
Yeah.
If OnlyFans is not the only thing you want to do, if you want to become a doctor or something like that,
Or
Yeah.
an celebrity.
something that you got to kind of think about what you're doing.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. But what are the odds that you're going to be the next president, Velvet? You know what I mean? Like, oh, am I really going to run for
Well, what's
office
going on in the
one
world
day?
right now? You never know.
Well, I mean, that's true. Okay, that's true.
He's not wrong.
Freddie, you said you resonated with that.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine who, I've worked for Boardwalk many years ago, and there was a guy that worked there, and he was struggling, and one of the guys that in the adult industry talked him into doing a spot, and he was like, well, I need the money. He was hard up, and I think he made the wrong choice because where he worked at Boardwalk, they used to play videos on the screen. And it just so happened, one of them, when they played, was him.
Oops.
And so every time it played, he got so embarrassed and had to walk out because everyone was talking about him. So it's something, if it's something that you want to do because you want to do it, like Velvet said, do, but there will be a point in time where it may come back and haunt you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that old saying? Whatever goes on the internet.
We'll
Stay
stay on
there.
the internet forever and ever.
And when you're young, you think differently than when you get older.
Yeah.
And plus, we don't know
Yeah.
who this person is. We don't know his character, what kind of life he's trying to build for himself. So he has to take all that accountability
Yeah.
to try to realize,
Right.
like, if you're trying to build a certain life, you can't do certain things.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Like, that's like me doing OnlyFans. I can't do that. I work with children. Like,
Right.
I can't do that.
No,
You know?
exactly. But he's like, I think he's like 21 or 22 according to the email. So, it's early in life, right? Like, write your pros and cons down.
Don't think
See
about
if
the
you really
short
want to
run.
do
Think
this.
about the long run.
Yeah.
And also, think about, don't make the fast money
Yeah.
or the easy
Yeah.
money. Make your money the way you want to make it. Just make sure it's not something that's going to come back and get you.
Because in life, you got to go through something to get something. So
Yeah. Yeah.
be patient.
Be
Right.
patient.
Stay focused.
Be patient.
The only advice I got, block out your face. Put a little fuzz over
Wear a
that.
mask. Wear a mask.
Wear a mask.
And that's it.
That's what people do. If
Oh
you don't,
my God.
you never know what could happen in your future.
No.
And you do not want to ruin that.
But that also ain't gonna say because some people just know people. Like I know people that I'm like, I know who that is.
Right?
That's a good
Right?
I know
Right?
exactly who that is.
Especially if you're tatted. We got
Especially
you.
if you're tatted. I
Baby,
mean, so
we-
wear the
yeah.
mask, but you have a big I love mom on your chest. Or Broward Rocks, then you know who it
definitely
was.
know who you are.
I got it.
like Florida 1990.
So, folks, keep those emails coming. We love to hear from you. Email us at FayWhat@happeningout.com. So, Aquanettes, thank you so much for being here on the FayWhat Show. You girls have a lot going on this week. Today's Monday. You've got the holiday show on Friday, which is fantastic. You know, if anybody at home is in that holiday spirit, go on over to AquaPlex and celebrate with them on Friday. And you're open Christmas Eve.
And New Year's.
Brunch, though.
It's going to be a brunch, though. Yeah, New Year's Eve is going to be a brunch.
Okay, I love that. Well, so
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
and
What I said?
You said New Year's
Christmas,
Eve.
Same thing.
same thing.
We also have New Year's because we're working on a production for that too.
Okay, so there's going to be a lot of holiday representation
9,
there for sure. And now AquaPlex has their new social media, so make sure that you follow them on social media. It's AquaPlex Fort Lauderdale on Facebook, and follow them, and that way you'll know everything that's going on. Okay, so thank you so much to the Aquanettes for joining me on the FayWhat Show, Miss Velvet Lenore, your show director and show hostess, Miss Rianna Petrone, your bar manager and performer, Miss Vauz Allen, the assistant choreographer and incredible performer, and Miss Franchesque Richards, assistant manager and performer. And we will just say that Amanda Austin is sitting here at the table in spirit. We think of you as well, Miss Amanda. And now everybody look into their cameras and give them the best FayWhat you got. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. FayWhat! Yes! Follow AquaPlex on Facebook, AquaPlex Fort Lauderdale, all right? Thank you so much. And did you know that the Happening Out Television Network studios are located at Sunshine Cathedral Square, which also houses Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church located in Fort Lauderdale. We broadcast their Sunday service every week at 10:30 a.m. I got to remind you that the Travel Club is planning Machu Picchu and Peru by train, departing on September 17th, 2025. We're going to be broadcasting shows at Machu Picchu, Lima, and a whole lot more. Join us if you love to have fun. Here, take a look and find out more at happeningout.travel/FayWhat. That's the FayWhat Show. I hope that you had fun. I sure did. Thank you so much to the Aquanettes for joining me for today's show from the new AquaPlex. Make sure that you go check it out. They're just an incredible crew, and I'm so happy that they were on my show today with me. So, folks, I'm really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ plus community. It's often hard for us girls, but if we believe that we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q+. We open every show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore and That Girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ plus community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and embrace our tremendous diversity because it really is what makes us so freaking strong. Until then, make sure you follow me on all social media outlets, Facebook, IG, Threads, TikTok, YouTube. You know the drill. Follow FayWhat. I will never, ever be on X, so don't look for me, all right? And since you're always on the go, you can listen to the FayWhat Show wherever you listen to your podcast. Just search the FayWhat Show. So until next Monday at 9 a.m. live or anytime on demand, I'm your girl FayWhat, and I'm #thatgirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #thatgirl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl, the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #thatgirl. Pride-filled, T-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too?